Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana, and today I'm going to recount for you all the games that I played in the month of July. In July, I was able to play 15 games for a total of 34 gameplays, so it was a little bit down from the previous 2 months, but a lot of these games were new, so they took a little bit more time to learn the game and begin to understand them. I'm going to start with the 2 games that I don't have with me and talk about those first, and I'll just put some images here on the screen. The first one is Artefacts, and it's one that's coming to Kickstarter on August 17th. And I've had a chance to get online for several hours with Franck Bouvet, and he has shown me, he's the designer of the game, he showed me how to play the game. I've played with him through multiple modules, and I'll be putting together a Kickstarter preview video soon, and they'll be posting it before their launch on August 17th. So looking forward to putting that video together, but that's been an exciting game to play, Artefacts. And the other one that I don't have with me is Turf War. I did already post a Kickstarter preview video for that. They launch tomorrow, August 3rd, but I passed that game on to Better Half Reviews so that they could play it and potentially also give a review. So Turf War is a tiny little card game. Check that Kickstarter out starting tomorrow. So those are 2 games that I played that I don't have here with me on hand, but I will also link my preview overview video of Turf War here in this video. Now let's get on to the games that I had played before that came back to the table this month. First up, Naga Raja. This is a Bruno Cathala game by Hurricane Games. It's a 2-player only game, and my wife and I really enjoyed this one and got it back to the table. It's got really nice art by Vincent Dutray. On the back, you can see a little bit about how you've got these boards, and you've got these little things you're discovering around the edges of the boards, and you're making paths through these temples. And instead of rolling dice, you have these really interesting sticks that have Naga symbols on them and number symbols on them, and you're using those to sort of battle for who gets to choose the path, and then you're creating the path to reveal the different artifacts in the maze. A very fun 2-player game. Naga Raja is one we got back to the table this month. Another one that we played with the grandkids this month, again, is Rhino Heroes Super Battle. They love building the card tower. We don't generally play by all the rules. We just kind of see who can build the biggest tower. Sometimes we'll sort of play semi-rules, but we got this one at the table a couple times this month as well. Nice game by Haba that the kids enjoy playing. And there's the regular game in here as well as the Super Battle version. One we played several times this month at multiple player counts. I'm getting ready to do a review with Alex Hart from Might I Suggest a Game, the board game sommelier. Looking forward to doing a 3x3x3 review with him of this game. We played Park several times with the new Nightfall expansion as well. And so looking forward to putting out that review hopefully sometime in the month of August. But got this one to the table multiple times again this month. And then another one that I've recently received as a review copy from Stonemaier Games is Wingspan, and played this just one time at a 4-player count. Looking forward to playing it multiple other times. My wife and I played this with a friend when it first came out before COVID at a 3-player count, and then we hadn't played it since then, but then Stonemaier Games offered this review copy, so looking forward to getting it to the table several times here in the next week, and then putting out a review on this game as well. Wingspan by Elizabeth Hargrave and produced by Stonemaier Games. So really fun game. We enjoyed it, and actually it's one that grew on us a bit. Enjoyed it okay when it first came out at 3 players, but playing with 4 players, and also now that we've played a lot more games, that was kind of at the beginning of our board game sort of hobby dive in. We enjoyed it the first time, but enjoyed it quite a bit more this second time, and looking forward to trying the solo version and 2-player alone with my wife, and got some friends coming over this week, hoping to play it with them as well. So looking forward to getting 3 or 4 more plays in this week, and then putting together a 3x3 review for Wingspan. Now on to some other games. Another new one to us was Dragon Prince Battlecharged, and this is by Brotherwise Games. It's not out yet. They had a pre-order recently in July online, so you could pre-order the game. It's based on the Netflix show, and it's kind of a Unmatched-esque adjacent sort of feel, kind of like, I haven't played Unmatched, but from what I understand about Unmatched, it feels similar. My son-in-law and daughter said it felt like Tekken the board game. We had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to be putting together a little review video of this as well once I've had a chance to play it a few more times. So Dragon Prince Battlecharged, a lot of fun. Picked that up from Better Half Reviews. I passed Turf War onto them and picked that one up from them. And then I'll be sending this actually to Kidsplaining hopefully later this week after I've had a chance to play it a couple more times. All right, the next up is Dragon Castle by Xi'an. Played this one a couple times. This is a mahjong style game, and I really like the tiling aspect of it. It's a very calming game, and then there's some different cards where you can switch it up. And recently put together a video explaining what I like about Dragon Castle in a spotlight review, so you can check that out if you want. I'll link it here as well. Next up is Four Gardens. Four Gardens has this nice, cool 3D pagoda that spins as you play, and you're creating these panorama of colored cards with a Euro-style resource management, resource collection, set collection sort of feel to it. Really enjoyed our several plays of this game this month, Four Gardens. Next up, this tiny one, Joraku. I've had this one for a while, but you have to have at least 3 players to play it. And because we play almost always just my wife and I, it took a while to get opportunity to play this, but actually got to play it twice this month and really enjoyed it. It's a very interesting take on trick taking, where you have area control and trick taking with a few little adjustments to that rule. So check out my video if you want to know a little bit more about Joraku. Next up, Xi'an, Terracotta Army. It actually was turned on to this game by Rahdo. It was one of the videos he made, and it's been a while. I can't remember. I think maybe he even had a guest with him on that video, but I can't remember for sure. He was talking about underrated games and kind of undiscovered games, hidden gems. And this Xi'an game, he recommended it, and my wife and I really love it. It's got these nice little statuettes of the Terracotta Army figures, and you're putting them on the board and trying to put them in certain positions to gain the most points, but you have to gain resources of paint and other materials to make them clay and paint. And then you're sort of competing by position, and there's some kind of area majority sort of in the way you're gaining those resources. There's limitations, and so you're sort of worker placement style, putting those features out, trying to battle for those positions to get what you need to build the best Terracotta Army. Really enjoyed this one, played this one several times. Zen Garden, another new one to us this month. I played this one several times as well. And this is kind of like Carcassonne in the sense of it's a square tile laying game. But in this case, you're building out a Zen Garden, and there's this also pagoda style scoring. So this pagoda here, it shows you how you're scoring, and then you're building your Zen Garden on your personal little platform here. And you're trying to match all these different guidelines here, and you can adjust this pagoda with as many layers as you want to make it more or less complex. We've tried it at all kinds of different levels to see. The last few times we just put all the rules in that fit into one full pagoda with all 5 levels and played that. I really like tile laying games, and this one was a lot of fun. Next up, another new one to us this month and played a number of times is Kōhaku, another tile laying game. In this one, though, you've got tiles out on a central grid, and you're taking them one at a time and building your own koi pond. And you're trying to put the tiles in certain patterns to build them up for points. And I created a video on this one as well, so if you want to check out both the unboxing video and or the playthrough video, you can see how it plays and how it scores. Really unique game. This is becoming one of my favorites. It's very simple, very calming, just play it solo, play it multiplayer. I really enjoy this one. It's also a very pretty game. Next up, another new one to us is Downforce. Played this one a number of times at multiplayer accounts. And this is a nice little fast racing game where you're playing cards to move not only your car, but usually you're also having to move other people's cars. So just timing out when you want to play those cards just right to try to block off other cars and maximize your own forward progress to see who can win the race. And then there's a little twist to it. You're also betting as you go. And you may want to bet on your own car. You may want to bet on other people's cars. You win money if your car wins the race or places. You also win money based on how you bet, whether you bet on yourself or bet on someone else. So very interesting twist on the scoring. We enjoyed this one. Fun, simple game by Restoration Games. We've had a lot of good times with this here in the month of July. And the last one is the one we played the most this month, and that is Dragomino. You can see I have a video of Dragomino if you want to see how this plays. This is one that my grandkids selected, and we played it almost daily for a while when we first got it with the grandkids here that live with us. And then when we went up to Seattle for our vacation towards the end of July, took it with us, and with our other grandkids played it up there too. So a really simple game, like King Domino. It's a blue-orange game. It has that same feel of King Domino, but with even more simplified rules that our 5-year-old granddaughters just really enjoyed, and they asked to play for it all the time. So Dragomino was the most played game in the month of July. So there you have it. Those are the games we played, some that were new to us, many of them actually that were new to us, some that we had played before but got back to the table. And now what was my pick of the month? Well, I'm going to pick two for kind of two different reasons. I sort of hinted to them before. One is Kōhaku. I really like the beauty of this game. I like that you can play it solo or multiplayer, and it just is quick, simple. The only downside of this is the setup can take a little bit of time, but not too bad because it's got a nice little display inside, or it's kind of a game tray thing inside. You just have to count out if you're playing with 3 and 4 players. It's not so much the setup as the teardown. If you play with 1 or 2 players, it's easy. If you add 3 or 4, you got to mix in some tiles and sort them out when you're done. But other than that, I really enjoyed Kōhaku, one of my favorites of the month. But my top pick is going to be Xi'an. And it's just such a clever game. It plays really fast, and it feels like, boy, the game's already over, but you had to really think hard and maximize your moves. And there's so many different ways to go about earning points, going on multiple different tracks, trying to earn points in a variety of different ways. And so we've had fun exploring this game this last month, and this is my top pick of July. If you haven't played Xi'an Terracotta Army, try to find this one. It's a real pleasure. So those are the games of the month of July 2021. Hopefully this was interesting to you to follow along what we played. Down in the comments below, put what you played in the month of July. Maybe what your most favorite game was this month, or what you played the most times this month. I'd love to hear both down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and support the channel by subscribing if you'd like to. As always, thanks for watching. This is Billy Indiana, signing off.